There you go.
And he's done it, yeah, with an ace. Great win. I mean, regardless of kind of what we were talking about earlier, that Tiafoe was maybe even the better player for the first 3.5 sets. I think Jake also said it in the chat. He still did very well here, like to kind of manage to stay emotionally more solid than Frances. Game wise, obviously, very reliable as usual. And yeah, he
Hmm.
just didn't really let this get to him at all, unlike Frances.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think it was a sort of great start from Fritz after that first set, and maybe he was looking a bit not quite at his best, but then yeah, he was able to win that second set, and I felt that was really important for him. And then I think he's just a more solid player, and like even when Tiafoe was playing, he had some brilliant points and he was playing some excellent points, but I felt like a lot of those rallies where Fritz was just able to hang in there and keep the point going, and he eventually started to come out on those in those exchanges, and especially in like it was like the fourth set, we had some really big rallies there, and he won that set, and yeah, unfortunately for Tiafoe, he just couldn't keep up. He just faded physically and in his tennis. So yeah, a bit of a shame for him. He looks quite upset, understandably. But yeah, I think it was a Fritz. He's been top 10, even top 5 for a while. So you know, he really was the favorite, wasn't he, coming into this match, and he showed why.
Yeah, I mean, Tiafoe will definitely be super disappointed because, well, he's just gonna know that he didn't lose it because he was worse, really, or something. He just lost it like mentally in the most important moments, and obviously Fritz deserves a lot of credit for hanging in there. And by the end, he was just totally dominating. But yeah, Francis will
Mm.
not be leaving the court tonight thinking, "Oh yeah, I just got outplayed," but rather that well, he got super tight in these last games of the second fourth set. It was clear that 4 5 5 6 games were just completely different from him in terms of attitude, energy. Overall, like I think the contrast between their even like ways of expressing themselves on the court and kind of the temperament, like they were really coming out. And today, the more stable Fritz game, Fritz mental side of the sport as well, like it definitely prevailed over the bursts of energy that Francis can bring. And yeah, let's just also talk for a minute about the final between Sinner and Fritz. Brazy was asking you for a prediction and in how many sets. And yeah, just in general, after today, maybe the today's performance from Fritz kind of impact your view on the potential final in any way?
I still think that Sinners is going to win the final. Fritz will have to come out and play like an extremely strong game, not only with his tennis, but mentally, if he's going to get a victory over Sinner. I just don't think that he's going to be able to handle. Um, there's just how strong Sinner is. On the baseline game, I just imagine that Sinner's just going to come out on top more often than not, and yeah, perhaps maybe if Sinner has got some like physical issues that might allow Fritz to get in there. Maybe if it goes to a fifth set, but personally, I feel like that it's Sinner's going to be fairly happy to be able to play Fritz in a Grand Slam final. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Taylor definitely kind of impressed me with just not being overwhelmed by the occasion whatsoever today. That's good for him. Like that's something that maybe tells you, okay, final a final is different, but he's able to like kind of keep these thoughts away and yeah, just play his good stuff. But yeah, I just don't know if that good stuff is really enough. As I said earlier, I mean, he is pretty predictable with along with that reliability. This is
Mm.
probably a match where he need to come out and go for it a bit more. And maybe his ability to do it will be kind of the most important part here. and whether he is able to kind of push himself and just make Jannik work for it in a way that maybe the Italian won't be expecting. For now, I mean, all I can say is that I don't really expect him to win. As you said, maybe there's some potential physical issues sometimes for Jannik. I'm not even saying about the left wrist, but like most of the season he's had issues with endurance. But yeah, if that happens, maybe Taylor can outlast him. Maybe again, just on the mental level, he can be kind of stronger. It's possible, I think. But then again, of course, it's a bigger match for him even than it is for Jannik. So that could be very well neutralized by that. But yeah, in the long run, I mean, quality-wise, there's not that much that he can really grab there. I think it's a common issue for a lot of players like Fritz, like, I don't know, Rublev against Sinner, where like they just cannot go. You cannot go blow for blow right now with Jannik because he just has the best shots on the planet. And if you can mix it up a bit more, if you can be, I don't know, maybe take time away, like some players can, and then you actually might have a shot. So yeah, I think Fritz really will have to go out there and do something bold. Whereas today, we still had him in the comfort zone sort of for most of the match.
Yeah, exactly. The way he won today is, being the more solid player, the more stable player overall, but he's going to have to come up with something extra against Jannik Sinner. He's not just going to be able to, So, but yeah, I don't really see it being. And we're talking about maybe if it went to a fifth set, I would imagine that Sinner probably wins in 3 or 4 sets. That's probably what I would say. But let's see. Maybe Fritz can, if he gets some success early on, maybe he gets the first set. He's got that crowd on his side. He'll start peaking, and tennis is funny. Sometimes it doesn't always go the way you expect it to. So.
And yeah, Brazy, they actually have avoided each other for quite a while. I mean, only 2 matches, both in Indian Wells, 2021 and 23. And given how consistent they have been over the last 2 seasons, both of them, it's kind of wild that they're only playing right now. But yeah, haven't played each other since March 2023. All right. I guess that's gonna be it then. Thank you, Eddie, for the stream. It was quite wild for me to watch this from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. more or less, but certainly had fun. The Americans delivered with another good match. I guess it's also going to be mentioned in like less good than Frances against Ben, I guess, but also one of the matches of the tournament. And as usual, keep subscribing, guys. 10K is still right around the corner, so hopefully you can get your support on that. Don't forget to sign off with your famous catchphrase. What's my famous catchphrase? It doesn't really matter, or it doesn't matter. Where's the equivalent of vamos in Polish? I mean, Iga is using jazda. That's pretty okay. We can also say I don't know, dawaj or whatever. Dawaj is also the same in Russian. But yeah, Iga is saying Yazda, so I think we can just kind of say the equivalent of Vamos would be Yazda. Any final words?
No, just I'll be looking forward to the match and just see if Sinner can make it a second slam title or a first for an American since how many years is it? Since 2003. So
21. The Americans will be old enough to drink pretty much if Taylor gets this title. It would be exactly 21 years after Andy Roddick won the 2003 US Open. And all right. If that's the case, then thank you guys again in the chat. And yeah, we of course will have streaming for the women's final and for the men's final. I'm probably going to be on at least one of them, maybe even both. We'll see. And see you guys.
Thanks, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.